Because we used to experience it in the PDP days, and sometimes it will look as if heavens will fall, but before you realize, we see normalcy again.
Well, I never saw any storm, after all, in the internal wrangling of the political parties, not just the APC now. I know that power struggle and interest always override the politicians who want to grab power by all means. Some of them are maverick in their actions. So normally every election year you will have this kind of squabbles, you have this kind of mudslingings, but the ability of the political party to be able to resolve these issues and come out stronger is always what Nigerians expect, because we, just like you mentioned in your opening, our constitution has so made it that the political party is the only platform that can field candidates in elections. So if the parties are not formidable, the parties are not strong, the parties are not united, they will be able to have candidates that will stand and contest and win at the election. For me, it is not just about having a stronger leadership of a political party. It's not also about having a stronger and larger political party that cannot win the proper election at the poll. So every serious-minded political party should strive to ensure that you are able to win at the poll, and ensure that you have, House members, you have governors, you have, National Assembly members, and then possibly the presidency if you can grab it. So that should be the focus of every political party. So for the APC to come up and take a position that there will be a convention that will be able to produce their national leadership, because as it stands, the political party in this case is the leadership of the party at the national level. So if the party is unable to come up with its national leadership, it therefore means that the party may not be able to field candidates at the poll, because who will sign the aspirant form? It is the party leadership, the chairman of the party, and the party national secretary. So this for me, if the party is able to weather the storm and produce their national leadership, and then rectify the state structures. Because don't forget that during the APC state congresses, you had in some states you have three chairmen, you have three chairmen, you have
now harmonization of this list is another factor.
Good. So if after the national convention, the party is now able to harmonize and reconcile all aggrieved members of the party in all the states, then the party would have succeeded in becoming stronger and working towards producing their presidential candidate that will emerge and stand at the contest. So for me, it's not just about what the acting national chairman has said, Bonny. It is about the convention coming to hold without fraction. Yes. Let me tell you this: there are those who are just watching, and 2-3 days to the convention, don't forget that the courtrooms are open. You could just be shocked if you're surprised to see injunction from left, right, and center flying, trying to restrain and counter-restrain. It happened before. It will always happen. Politicians are always maverick in their actions. So for me, I am not going to say it is Uhuru until the convention is held and the party is able to come out with its new leadership.
But I think it's a plus to any party to come out from a convention stronger.
That's it.
Than
we've seen several of that. I have followed the Nigerian political system from 1999 till today. We keep on having, apart from 1999, where the parties that came up, the PDP, the AD, and the APP, did not go to tribunal. Did not go to court to obtain an injunction to seek to restrain, because as at that time, Nigerians were not still sure that the military were willing to relinquish power to the civilian. So we did not. The Nigerians the civilians did not want to to struggle among themselves so as not to give the military the reason to say, oh, you're not even ready for power. Let's continue to stay. So after that, in 2003, we had a lot of political squabbles in this country. The PDP had issues. The ANPP that later came up had issues. Then 27, the same thing. 2011, 2015, and now 2019 also we had it. Then now we are headed towards 2023. So I want to say, and I want to believe that at the end of the day, the parties should be able to come out formidable and be able to present candidates that will stand at the elections and then win.
But why do we have all these problems? Is it no spirit of statesmanship? Is it only interest at place winning the elections and all that?
Political party are somewhat kind of a platform that is made of different fellows. So you could have, for example, the APC is made up of different political groups, like the CPC, the APP, all these parties have their interests coming together, and so if their interests are not, represented, are not also carried along, then there will be that infighting. There will be that attempt to override, to overwhelm, and all those things, and this is what we continue to see. But I want to say that at the end of the day, what should be supreme to all politicians should be how will the party emerge victorious at the elections. But this is not in Nigeria's case. In our own case here is who will become the party leadership, whether we win or not. Let's just be there as the head of the party leadership, so that it will be in our CV that I was the party national chairman, I was the party national secretary. Whether I win election or not is immaterial in the minds of our politicians. But like you have said, the spirit of statesmanship should always guide the principle of power sharing and power struggle in any political party.
And you see the people behind, the players, the followers. Sometimes you see, the followers always push their leaders into most of this infighting, because they will have to do something to protect the interests of the followers. Sometimes it's not even their interest, but the majority of the people following them, so that they are not seen as weakling, chicken out in a fight or something. So most of these things, interests play out, and it affects their politics.
I quite agree with you. Most times why you have disagreement amongst party leaders, like you have rightly said, it may not actually be the party leaders themselves, but it might be the followers who are sycophant, who are so sycophantic in nature, and they refuse to be guided by the spirit of unity, and they are selfish in their thinking, and so they know that if the leader is at the top, to favor them.
Yes.
So they will be the one that will fuel the crisis. They might be the one that will fuel the crisis, the one that will even begin to make propaganda and begin to speculate in the media and hit up the polity within the internal party, so as to push up their leaders. And you will see these leaders will sit together. They will be these leaders when the leaders meet, they smile, they take a cup of tea and walk away. But the followers are the ones fighting as if the parties will not exist.
Agree.
But whereas the leaders whom they are fighting for don't see it that way. So, like you have rightly said, of course, the followers themselves are too sycophantic in their approach. But that being said, again, it behoves on the leaders of the party to rein in their followers. That you don't need to fuel controversies in the party. You don't need to bring up propaganda that will hit up the polity. Let's allow the party to come out stronger, because in this case, if the party emerges victorious, everybody will definitely be carried along. That is what the leaders should be able to tell their followers, so that there will be peace in their parties. But where the leaders enjoy these things by their body language and even encourage it by their footsteps, of course the followers will continue to do these things without caution.
Yes, thank you very much. There is an issue which really bothers me. The immediate past chairman of the Independent Electoral Commission, Professor Tahiru Jega, said he doesn't support the direct primaries. That is not even my concern. But the reason that he said that most of the political parties don't, the registration of members are not properly done. So do we have such political parties without proper registration of membership?
I think coming from
yes, that is my concern. Coming from
the person of Professor Tahiru Jega, the former national chairman of INEC, it gives cause for concern that the machinery that produces leadership do not have their membership list or full membership registration list. I think it's even, for me, it's even more indictment to INEC that a body that you register, that you regulate their activities and monitor their functions. Because if INEC has the power to register and deregister parties based on its timeline, because the constitution says INEC will have to register a political party, so he that can register can also deregister. Now, if that is the duty of INEC, and then INEC is unable to know that party A, B, and C, for instance, do not have clean membership registration list, and then you go ahead to give them the status of party, then for me is an indictment on INEC. It means that INEC is either not doing its duty or INEC is paying lip service to its duties. INEC ought to have a clean copy of members of all political parties that they register. Yes. That is what should be. If you are a body that regulates and monitors the function of political party, it therefore behoves on you as the instrument of government that monitor a party to ensure that the parties that you register produce or give to you or file in your office clean membership registration list. So if the parties are saying we are doing update or upgrade every now and then, as far as they update their list, they should file the updated copy of their members to you. That is what happens. But I think INEC has become so, do I use the word docile? Do I use the word weak? Or do I use the word slip over her duty? Because INEC ought to be on the field.
That the parties are doing the proper thing.
I mean, INEC shouldn't expect. INEC is being paid by our taxpayers' money to ensure that they monitor the activities of political parties. So it is their duty to ensure that the parties do what is right and what is obtainable by law. If a party comes up with that